Hi everyone, this is Sally Harris, and today I want to talk to you about how to handle it when your adult child has stopped you from seeing your grandchildren. That is a situation I get a lot of questions about. I can honestly say that's not something I personally have had to deal with, but I have several clients that have. And so I am very well aware of how that looks. So today I want to talk a little bit about that. For those of you that are new to this channel exists because I'm a firm believer that all moms deserve a support system while you're going through this rough time. Like I always say, you couldn't have planned for this situation, these emotions, all of these things. This isn't something that we get ahead and plan for when our child is growing up. So first of all, I give you a lot of credit for being here because I know it's hard to ask for help. And just to acknowledge in the fact that you are out looking for help in different places, I'm really proud of you for that, because acknowledging the fact that there is an issue is obviously the first step. So, all right, let's dive into this. So when you have a grandchild, grandson, granddaughter that you're not able to see, I personally cannot even imagine how that would feel. It's got to be super hard. But there's no foolproof answer on this because every family is different. Your relationship with your child, your adult son or daughter, is different than someone else's. The reason you're estranged is different than someone else's. But at the end of the day, there's a few things that I want to talk about that I think could cover everybody in some way, shape, or form, okay? We have to remember that, just like I always say, when we have an adult child who's gone astray for whatever reason, we do not have control over them, right? So if they have a child of their own, your grandchild, you have no control over that situation. The only caveat to that, in my opinion, is if you feel that your grandchild is being abused in some way, then you need to go to the authorities and take that direction, okay? But if this is just a matter of the fact that they won't let you see your grandson or your granddaughter, number one, I would remind your son or your own son or daughter, remind them that their children have nothing to do with whatever issues are at hand. The reason you've gone astray to begin with, their kids have absolutely nothing to do with that. Number two, remind yourself that your own anger can be super duper destructive. So in your response to your son or daughter, when these conversations are happening, or maybe lack of happening, and you are, maybe acting out, whether it be on, a voicemail or text or whatnot, I would encourage you to remember that your own anger will be destructive and it's not going to help matters. So number three is, if this is happening, and if it's because you have an estrangement, obviously with your own child, I encourage you to handle it the same way you would handle it with your adult son or daughter, okay? Now, a lot of you, that's why you come to me, is because you need to learn communication. You need to learn boundaries. You need to learn how to stop enabling. When things get smoothed out with your own child, things will get smoothed out with the grandkids, right? There are some situations I know of some moms who their relationship with their own son or daughter is still not great, but they do allow, the mom or grandmas to see the grandkids. And I think that's fantastic because it really is separate. And it's the best thing for the grandkids, right? Because they need you as well. But I want you to just remember that getting fired up is not going to solve anything. And so I encourage you, and I know this is hard sometimes, but I encourage you to look at yourself. You need to look at what changes you can make. Try to talk to your own son or daughter. It doesn't hurt to try to talk. I'm just saying, don't blow up, don't get angry, because at the end of the day, they are in 100% control of the situation. So just staying calm, loving, just like a lot of the other direction I give when you're speaking to your adult son or daughter is to stay calm. You can say this in love, all of these things. But at the end of the day, it's not your decision. And this is the same. So one thing too, I want to mention is, if your grandkids are older, let's say they're over 18, keep the relationship with them if you can. I would definitely reach out to them and hopefully they'd be willing to see you. But if they are, then I encourage you to keep that relationship separate. So don't discuss their mom and dad with them or vice versa. Like, don't try to find out what's going on at home or what's going on, with mom and dad, kind of a thing. So just keep those relationships separate, and you will have a lot more respect from them, okay? Because they don't want to be in the middle of all the junk either, right? And maybe they grew up in the middle of all the junk. I don't know. But now, if they are adults and they are willing to see you, I strongly encourage you to just keep it separate and just love on them, right? Grandchildren are a blessing too. And for those of you that are missing your grandkids, I am so sorry to hear it. I really am. It's got to be absolutely heartbreaking. But at the end of the day, we have to remind ourselves that we do not have the control. So for you to look inward, figure out what you can change in this whole situation, because we all play a part, right? There are times where it's completely one side or the other, maybe, but there's issues on both sides. And so I encourage you to take a look in the mirror, change what you can, stay calm, and ask for what you want, but show your adult child or son, the parent of the grandchild, show them how you're making changes for whatever that is in your own life. So I hope that's encouraging for you. Again, approaching the holidays, I know it's hard, but I encourage you to kind of take these steps, and I would love to hear how that works for you, as well as if any of you have specific stories around your grandchildren, just leave those in the comments. I would like to hear them. And as always, if you have any ideas for other videos, I would be glad to take them. And if you are interested in one-on-one or group coaching, you want to have a conversation with me to see if we're a good fit, the link for that will be in the comments as well, and you can click on that and schedule a time. All right, I'll see you soon.